That is the voice of Paula
Avenir
Elashkowitz,
means
assistant
future.
professor in the Department of Design and Merchandising at Colorado State University. As Paula begins speaking, video of the exterior of the Avenir Museum of Design and Merchandising at Colorado State University is seen on screen. This portion of the video serves as an introduction to the Avenir. During the introduction, video of the Avenir's collection of historic textiles and garments, its 3 exhibits, and community and activities is shown over the top of Paula's narration.
We use objects from the past to tell stories about our present and to design for tomorrow. The Avenir Museum of Design and Merchandising at Colorado State University is home to a wide range of dress and textile objects from around the world.
As Paula mentions the wide range of dress and textile objects in the Avenir's possession, video taken in the back of the Avenir, where textiles are held and stored, plays over the top of her narration.
Our collections of historical and contemporary apparel, accessories, flat textiles, and home furnishings spark research questions and creative inspiration across our community. Visit the Avenir Museum and spark your curiosity.
As the music changes, a video of a beautiful gown with gemstones attached at the collar is shown on screen. Immediately following that clip is a video of the learning spaces being utilized at the Avenir. Shaheen Gamari, who is about to be heard speaking in this video, is pictured at a table in the front of the classroom examining a historic textile with gloved hands.
It's more of a community, I would say, a community of people who want to appreciate the archives of fashion.
As Shaheen mentions that the Avenir is a community hub, a video of local community members holding historic garments is shown over his interview footage.
We have 3 whole galleries that can display 3 different exhibits at once.
That is the voice of Rebecca Evans. As she mentions the 3 galleries within the Avenir and their importance, video of 2 of the 3 galleries is shown on screen.
And I think that's pretty spectacular for a state school fashion museum.
I think the Avenir Museum is a great resource for design students.
That is the voice of Bella Otero. As Bella is speaking, video of her analyzing home textiles is played over the top of her interview footage.
Because of all the collections of chairs and textiles that they have.
As Shaheen begins speaking again in the video of him standing between 2 garments is shown on screen. One of the garments is made by Thierry Mugler. The other is a garment that Shaheen made after he became inspired by that specific piece by Mugler.
I am Shaheen Gamari, and I am a senior in the apparel and merchandising major with a concentration in apparel design and production. As a student, this place is a great space. There's so much educational material.
As Shaheen talks about the importance of the Avenir to himself and other students at Colorado State University, video of him and other college students learning and interacting with historic textiles is shown over the top of his interview footage. As Shaheen name drops the designs of Valentino, Pucci, and Mugler, corresponding video of those designers' work is shown on screen.
So many archives dating back to 1800s. You have racks and racks of clothes, which I thought was just like basic clothing, but you have like esteemed designers like Valentino, like you have Pucci, you have Thierry Mugler, all these amazing inspirations that people can really use.
My name is Rebecca Evans.
As Rebecca begins to speak, she is pictured opening up one of the archive closets in the back of the Avenir. As Rebecca speaks about her research and the importance the Avenir has held to her research, video of her interacting with historic textiles and garments that are centuries old is shown on screen over the top of her interview footage.
I am a second-year graduate student in the apparel design and merchandising program. The focus of my study is mostly in historic fashions, which is why the Avenir is so important to me and what I'm doing in my research.
I'm Bella Otero, and I'm in the Interior Architecture and Design program.
That is the voice of previously mentioned Bella Otero. As Bella begins speaking, video of her interacting with the Avenir's historic collection of home goods in the back of the Avenir is shown on screen. Throughout the rest of Bella's interview, she is pictured examining an exhibit of chairs at the Avenir Museum.
I went to the Fashion Fundamentals camp in middle school. We had a little history section where we would go and look at the clothes and garments and textiles. The next time I came to the Avenir Museum was when I was officially in college last year, and I was here for my History of Interior Design class when we were doing a chair project. We were researching them and looking at the details and measurements so that we could do a scale model of them.
It's great to see it up and close and in person, seeing the trims that they used.
As Shaheen speaks about being able to see these garments in person, a video of Shaheen closely examining the previously mentioned Mugler garment is shown on screen.
Seeing the finishes, seeing the fabrics, it gives me something more to think about other than pictures. It's more of an experience, rather.
Many of our donors are part of our local community.
As Rebecca speaks to the fact that many of the donors are members of the Northern Colorado community, video from a community event at the Avenir is shown on screen.
And so there's so much of Fort Collins and Northern Colorado that is woven into our collections. There's so much history here just from the area that it's a really kind of special teaching collection.
You don't know what you're getting into until you go back there. You think like, oh, it's just like a cabinet or two of like clothes. Like, no, it's rows and rows and rows of cabinets. And under those you have these drawers.
As Shaheen speaks to the depth of the Avenir's collection, video of the Avenir's collection and the variety of historic textiles and objects within it is shown over the top of his interview footage. As Shaheen name drops and mentions artists such as Schiaparelli, a video of a hat designed by Schiaparelli is shown on screen.
Of these beautiful flat textiles and hats and gloves from artists like Schiaparelli, and these beautiful, awesome garments and objects that we can take so much inspiration from.
The Avenir is a rather indispensable resource for me and the work that I'm doing.
As Rebecca begins speaking again, video of her interacting with the garment she used as inspiration for her research is shown over the top of her interview footage.
Because they have these objects and I can take them out, I can look at them, I can touch them with gloved fingers. I can really get in and look at the micro stitches in each garment, which ends up informing my research.
I think whether you're local, international, from any parts of the world, I think the Avenir is a great hub for that educational material.
As Shaheen mentions the possible mending workshops available to community members at the Avenir, video from a mending workshop hosted by the Avenir is shown on screen.
Whether it's local designers that we have showcased, whether it's our mending workshops that really hone in on the idea of community and mending any items that you have, and just the plethora of education that we offer here is really, truly amazing.
Material culture is really important no matter
As Bella speaks to the importance of material culture, video of design and merchandising students at Colorado State University in the Avenir's learning and teaching spaces is shown over the top of her interview footage.
what major or job you are. It's just really interesting to learn about our past, and history is a very important part of who we are.
It's been a really great way for me to learn care and conservation.
As Rebecca emphasizes the importance of the Avenir to her as a resource for her research, a video of her interacting with more historic textiles is shown on screen.
Through object-based research.
It's such a source of inspiration for design and such a stepping stone.
As Shaheen gives his final statement, more video of students learning at the Avenir interacting with historical garments is played over the top of his interview footage. As the video closes, a video of the Avenir's logo appears on screen before it fades to black.
For not only designers, but for everybody. So much more than a museum. It's a community.